We're here at the Balboa Island Museum with Bill Crawford. It's 2 p.m. on April 7th. My first question is, what is your earliest memory of the island?
Memory was when I came down here for Bell Week, and I think 38 or 39, whenever Tommy Dorsey was playing at the Rendezvous.
What was that like?
That was Shangri-La, before I knew what Shangri-La was.
Wow.
Lots of pretty ladies, young ladies, and we were high school boys, always looking for a date.
Was it very busy? You remember the commotion in the streets, everyone gathering? Can you share a little bit about that?
Absolutely, and everything was crowded, and people were getting in trouble, and if the police got you, why, they hauled you off to jail, and then you had to have your parents drive all the way down from LA or wherever and pick you up and pay your fine and take you home.
Wow. And this was a spring break activity that you just anticipated every year. It was known that everyone from the region would go.
Yeah, 38, 39, 40, and then I graduated from LA High and went to UCLA, and we still came down now and then.
What was it like having all those communities gather here in those years? For all those different schools and age groups, was it?
Yes, we had children, young people from all over Southern California, mostly from Los Angeles, the greater Los Angeles area.
Wow. It sounds like something like of a festival that it still goes on today, but it's just another story. What would you do when you arrived? What kind of activities were there? What kind of food and accommodations?
Well, we also like to swim, so a couple of us decided to swim around the island, and we barely made it.
Wow.
We were all on the swimming team at the time, so we thought we could handle it.
Will you challenge each other?
The challenges were motorboats coming by. And then there were times when we didn't want to pay the nickel for the ferry boat, so we swam across, holding our clothes in one hand.
Really?
That didn't work out too well either.
No.
Nickel was a lot of money in those days.
Right, wasn't worth it. Wow.
Oh, there were times when the ferry boat shut down too, so we had to get across,
So you just take care of that yourself.
especially the swimmers.
Right, natural solution right there. What was it like in all that region? What would, as far as entertainment, where would you go? What would you do?
We went to the Rendezvous Ballroom at night, and that could hold, I don't know how many thousand people, but a lot of people. And it was such a big dance floor, and we'd also look for dates there. Rarely did we ever have a date lined up ahead of time. They'd go dancing with us. So we would find the ladies, the young ladies that weren't attached, and ask them to dance. Remember Tommy Dorsey, and
So awesome.
the Andrews sisters were there one Easter week, and I can't remember who else right now.
Wow. You shared just prior that you were connected to part of the Hollywood community with art game comedy. Would you share a little bit about that?
Sure. My parents needed a babysitter right down the street from on Grandview in downtown LA near, not MacArthur Park, it was Westlake Park. Same place. Why, she put us in the Nature Music School, which turned out to be our babysitters from about age 3 on. And they taught us things about dance and different things, the arts, I guess you'd call it, preschool, and that was when those people would send their young students off to the studios for a day for a shoot. And that worked out real great for everybody concerned because we were all very happy about it. I got to know Sparky pretty well. He came down and went fishing with me once.
Oh, really? Wow. Honey, what was it it like going on set in its early years?
Going on set,
On the studios?
on the studios.
Yes.
It was exciting. I guess I was always a ham.
Were you? What production pieces were you a part of? Do you recall some of the?
Well, 3 or 4, I think it was 4 our gang comedies with Spanky and the other characters. So that was fun. And then of course we were in some crowd scenes. Other than that, when the studio wanted some children, a whole bunch of children in the schoolyard, we'd end up going there, and we'd get. My mother got to pay, and when she'd pick us up. And then later in life, when I was going to UCLA, I signed up for extra work quite often to make maybe $15 and $10, $15, which was about a lot in those days. And go for the day, take my books and study one between action time.
What were you part of in those years? Do you recall some of the productions?
No, I
During
really
college
didn't
years?
I didn't keep track of the movies.
No.
I just didn't pay attention to them. It was just a way to make some spending money.
That's a dream for most at this point. So it's incredible. It's such a casual encounter for you in your college years, just to be able to participate on that so leisurely, just go on set.
We came down here once when there were German soldiers in the back bay. And of course, one of our fellows dropped his machine gun that floated, so cut, get rid of those people.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's an unusual encounter.
That was.
Certainly. When did you move here to the island? So you.
With a wife and child,
Okay.
under total protest from them, in 1962.
Okay.
My wife had been partying a little too much and was smoking. I couldn't get her to stop. And so she had a lung problem, and she was not bedridden, but next to it. And so in a weakened condition, I tricked him into coming down here with enough baggage to last a week. And then I said, well, we're staying here for the winter. And my natural daughter, Christine, said, no, I really I can't do this because I'm just changing schools and I won't know anyone. I said, well, you're starting Corona Del Mar High School in '62, and no one knows anybody, it's a brand new school. And I said, at the end of the semester in June, we'll go back, if you vote to go back, both of you have to vote to go back. And at that time, they said, no way, we're staying here.
Wow.
So we sold the house in Beverly Hills.
Okay. You were able to sway them with the atmosphere, I'm sure. What was it like here in the 60s?
Wonderful.
Was it?
Not as crowded. Although we had a more difficult time driving here. The freeway was just getting finished and wasn't all the way through yet.
Wow.
So it was just very pleasant. And we usually just rented a place on the island. I started on Jade, stayed in 3 different houses on Jade. And I remember the 4-bedroom I had for $150 a month. And Chet Salisbury Sr., he was the one that founded that for me. The real estate man became a very close good friend.
How neat. What were your personal motives to move here originally? What drew you here again after vacationing during Valley earlier?
Well, having the good memories of my vacations here and the good times I had, and the weather was so wonderful here, I said for all those reasons, plus I want to get away from the hubbub and the traffic and the what's the word for it? The workaholic lifestyle up there, along with party lifestyle. I just wanted to get away from it, and I wanted to have a little more pleasant life, because with all the activities of my daughter and my wife, we were just helter-skelter, running around doing a lot of things that weren't important. So wanted to get the family back together and talking to each other and not having a lot of distractions.
Certainly. Was your daughter Christine a part of any of the children's training with sailing and swimming? Did you participate in some of the organizations that helped
I
children?
went down to Hobie and got my first surfboard for her
Oh, did you? Wow.
in 1962.
Wow.
It might have been before that too, because we were going to San Onofre
Oh, right. Okay.
most of the weekends. That was in the 50s.
Okay.
I don't know when.
Right in there.
And Hobie was a friend of mine.
Hmm.
And then later I had a company that sold him most of his materials to make surfboards except for the foam.
Wow. That's great. It really shapes the culture here and how you have a tie into that. Would you share why the island might have such a special place in your heart?
I think the most advantageous thing is you get to know the people on your block. You get camaraderie on the island. We have different events that everybody tries to participate in. And it's just a lovely place to spend your time. And it's certainly the greatest place to walk, especially now with my limited activities. I try and walk part of the island every day.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not swimming, I'm walking.
Oh, that's neat. Do you have a particular favorite island story that brings back memories of your childhood or brings out that inner child in you?
Well, one I could bring is going to the galley restaurant on a regular basis. And one day, John Wayne was sitting across from me, and he was tall in the saddle, I would call it. He had a long frame, short legs compared to his size. And he was telling a guy across from me, so I say he told this to me, but I was just overhearing it. Yeah, life is tough on everyone, and if you're stupid, it's tougher. And if you think I have it easy, you're crazy.
Wow.
So I wrote it all down and never forgot it.
Wow. That's good.
The galley was a hangout of mine
Was it?
in the morning quite often.
Hmm.
It's still going just the way it did then.
Wow. Would you have special holiday memories that relate here to the island? You just shared about the community gathering, perhaps one of those 4th of July celebrations or Christmas or...
Oh yeah,
Easter.
4th of July was great. Fireworks in the street when you could get away with it. And of course the skyrockets that go up in the back bay. It's just a wonderful time. It's not only a good party time, but it's a very nice outing and usually pretty good weather to enjoy it with all your local people that live near you, all your neighbors.
How has the island become a home to you?
Well, I'm comfortable here and I really don't want to leave. So the main thing is I'm comfortable here. I can walk to almost everything I want to do, that I need to do, including shopping at Hershey's. I used to know the Hershey family. They sure have a nice compound over there on, what is that? Is that name with this? No, I think it's
Onyx.
It's Onyx. It's still a wonderful place.
It is. It's neat that you were able to see its earlier development throughout the years too, and how it's still tied to you as
Yeah.
part of your daily habits of frequenting the market.
I go back to the days when Mom said, well, you know, $5,000 for a bungalow and a piece of sand, that's too much money.
Right?
But I didn't buy until I did very well in the apartment business, which I'm still in, still have a team to do it, most of it for me. And so I bought a house on Coral Avenue and in a downturn, in the 1990-91 downturn, and got a bargain on it compared to today, but after all, our money's just buying less every day too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very comfortable in my house at 107 Coral Avenue.
Have you modified it too much over the years, or is it pretty much close to its original design?
Small improvements, but not many.
That's neat because it keeps part of the historical integrity of the home too by doing that. And there's a nice movement here to preserve some of the local history in the home.
Oh, sure, especially the older ones.
Right.
Mine was built, I think, in the late 50s,
Okay.
but I bought in 90 or 91.
Wow. You just shared moments ago about John Wayne. Would you be able to share your favorite story about any celebrity that you've met here on the island? There's been quite a few that frolic to the streets, so if you recall.
I can't think of anything right now, but if I do, I'll raise my hand.
Okay.
And remember what.
Sure.
But, I'll do it right now. That nice restaurant bar over on the peninsula where they built that monstrosity on top of the land of and that's where Errol Flynn and many of the movie stars hung out and drank a lot. Johnny Weissmuller was one of their gang. And I can't remember all the people that were there, but and the name of that was
Wow. Okay.
the name of that restaurant over there on the peninsula was just a fabulous place to eat.
Woody's Wharf?
No.
No.
Woody's Wharf is 2 blocks or 3 blocks short of where it is.
Not the crab cooker. Is it on the water?
On the water,
Okay.
but it's gone. And that big monstrosity where you walk through on the sidewalk and there's an overhead apartment.
Oh, yeah.
That one was the hangout of many stars. And one I knew pretty well and got to know the owner. And we always got a good seat when we went there to dine. But, I'll try and think of that.
We'll find out. When you saw these celebrities, was it just odd, like encountering them on such a comfortable level for you? Or is it just having seen the industry was just kind of common?
Well, having walked around the studios and seeing stars off and on
Right.
through my life, not regularly, but pretty much, I knew pretty much what they wanted. And that is all I wanted to say is appreciate the work you did, and especially that movie you played in. And that's all I want. All I want to hear is praise. They don't want to sign autographs.
Right.
They don't want to give you any personal information.
It's neat that this community was able to provide a venue for them for many years. And there's so many different films that were filmed on the spot, and where people were able to reside here. And it really is an unusual encounter of celebrity culture. So you were able to witness that.
There's still a lot of famous people
Right.
living here
Right.
that I never see. I hear about them, but I never see them, and they never call me.
That's great. Would you share about any life-changing events that occurred to you at Balboa Island?
What kind of event?
Life-changing, so it could
Life-changing.
be personal or communal, however you want to react.
Well, life-changing was just bringing my wife and my child
Sure.
here. That was life-changing for them and for me. And she started going down Mile High the first day it opened. And that was a life-changing event for her. And she met her best pals in all time, and she just never wanted to leave the area. Of course, she's now living in Costa Rica, but that was later.
Wow. Would you have a favorite story about a business on Marine Avenue, even if that business doesn't still exist today?
Well, of course, I go to Dad's donut shop, so I know a lot about that.
Yes.
But, and this, it's just, as far as I'm concerned, it's a reason I get up in the morning and get there on time. And
What
not
time
just
do you
see my
meet?
buddies. Pardon?
What time do you meet on a regular basis?
Well, the gang starts, our gang starts gathering about 8:30.
Okay.
Sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later, and by 9 or 9:30, we got a crowd. Now this morning, I think we had 3 lawyers and 2 judges, plus miscellaneous other people, including me.
What do you guys usually do?
Talk, talk, talk.
Yeah.
Solve the problems of the world,
Yeah?
complain about what was on TV, or the lack of.
Uh-huh.
The little think tank you have going with your coffee.
It's quite pleasant then to have a coffee and
Uh-huh.
maybe a donut or some kind of, or a croissant.
You have a personal favorite you typically get?
Right, I've been changing lately. I like that raisin roll
Okay.
pretty much. But I change around.
So with the doodles and dads, how much of that has changed over the years?
Some of the same people have gone there since '78 with me. So, but just new people keep coming in. And then there was Eddie Crowell, who was the incredible leader of our group at that time. That he was there, it was probably in the, I'd say in the 80s, all through the 80s and then the 90s, and then unfortunately he died I think about 8 or 10 years ago. But he organized Dad's ski team, so 6 of us went to the Alps in Europe and went skiing with his directions.
Oh, how fun.
Of course, you bring money, but he plotted everything out, and then we went. And then he started the Flight of the Swans. My partner and I had a swan sailboat. And it got so big and so good, we got all the swans sailboats that are made in Finland down, from up and down the coast. All the way from Seattle to be in the race. And finally Swan, Nator out of Finland, said, this is wonderful. Now we will take over and make it professional.
Oh, no.
But they invited us to all their parties.
Oh, good. That's nice.
Wow. Well, you were the inspiration behind that.
Not me, Eddie Crowell.
Between all your team, how neat that you saw its early development, so, wow.
And I lived in the Newport Marina Apartments, now called something else, I don't even know the name, across from the pavilion.
Okay.
And that was wonderful because I had a restaurant, always had a restaurant next to the pavilion,
Uh-huh,
and have a coffee shop over there now.
right.
And then there are 70 units in there, and I lived in the front next to I watched the Cove condominiums being built way back. So I stayed there until I bought a house in 90 or 91.
Were you a doodah when Ruth Hines got married in front of Dad's?
I was there. I have one of her original paintings.
Do you really? Yeah. She was here
If you
doing
had enough room on your walls, I'd give it to you.
We'll find a spot. If you give it to us, we'll find a spot.
Okay, I will put that in my gift.
Awesome.
Attached to my will.
Awesome. That would be wonderful. We had her here at the museum. Ruth Hines is an artist, and they had an event with her, and she was sharing with us how she got married in front of Dad's. She was marrying a doodah,
Wow.
and they got married in
Right
front
place
of
to
the
be.
donut shop.
She was a pal,
That really,
and he was a pal, and he finally died,
wow.
but she's still a good artist, I guess. I haven't watched her work, but because she's up north all the time.
Okay. Wow. So essentially, you think Dad's is pretty much the same with what you gentlemen do as you gather and
Gather and talk business,
talk business? Is it pretty much, do you think the ins and outs of it are pretty?
and then with all the attorneys and judges we have there, why, we're talking about certain problems that we have.
Uh-huh.
Now, one of them I have is, which I won't go into very far, is this one insurance company for elder care type policy with CNA out of, I think it's Hartford, Connecticut, and they won't pay off on it, and we have to sue them, so we're in the middle of a lawsuit on that. But terrible that they turned down and absolutely stop anyone from collecting.
It's neat that you're able to speak personally to people involved with all that too. So it's a really neat gathering where people are involved on different levels
Right.
for you to discuss and try to solve.
I've got to
those
get that
things.
out of my head, I'll stop talking about it.
The community's really built for that kind of gathering and just going through life.
So one of the judges says, I'll show you what to do, and he's doing it.
Uh-huh. Wow.
So that was interesting.
How has the community changed over the years in general?
I'd say it's grown up and gotten more Beverly Hills-ish, which is not exactly exciting for me, because that's why I left. I used to live there.
Sure.
Lived there in 20 years, and I live down here now since, what was that, 1990.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, 24, and then, no. Yeah, 24 years, isn't it? Yeah.
I think so.
But I would never, another problem I've had is trying to find a place that's better. So I traveled the world, over 100 countries, maybe 140 countries, and all kinds of places like the North Pole, South Pole.
Right.
And one of the nicest places I ever found was Casablanca, and that's Morocco.
Uh-huh.
And I also liked South Africa, especially on the Indian Ocean. We're looking for that plane that probably is in some hangar someplace.
Right. But you seem to find your way back here, so it must have something special. So after all
There's
that.
nothing in the world to compare with this place that I found. I looked everywhere.
We've heard that before. That's great. Well, thank you for such a vivid memory that you've shared of all your journey here and just the memories you've created over the years. Is there any other closing thoughts you might like to provide us?
Well, I like to embellish what I feel about it here, but I don't want too many more people coming. We're getting overloaded. And we certainly have everything we need here. We don't have to go anywhere in the world to enjoy things any better.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Bill. We really appreciate it. That concludes our interview here.
Well, thank you, and thanks you for the opportunity.